What's up, everybody? Welcome to round 5. We have a kid mirror at table 1. Both players undefeated. There are 8 rounds of Swiss, so we're about halfway done with Swiss. And yeah, kid versus kid. This is a battle of card quality. We're going to need to see, assuming both players play very well, the cards you're going to need to see a lot of Bonnies, a lot of Momos, Okiku, 7-drop, 8-drop, right? What would you say about this matchup?
Well, I think Kid is going to win this match for sure.
Agreed.
100%. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. Whoever is going first, and it appears that the Thundar kid is going first. Definitely want to see, and we see a Momo there.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good. The kid going second, we're going to want to see a Bonnie or a Momo with a beige.
There you go. Or just
also just a Bonnie. Now, I like the Bonnie. Bonnie is very safe here because Momo can't attack her. So it's going to bait the leader's swing, which does matter quite a bit.
Right.
Because this is going to give the other kid player the opportunity, even though he went second, to be the first one to attack face potentially.
Exactly. Yeah, you're swinging at this Bonnie for sure.
Oh yeah,
and like you said, so it basically like blocks an attack. And here we go, Momo. We're gonna want to see, like I said, Okiku would be cool because Okiku is really good in the mirror. It applies a lot of pressure. Also, rest blockers, rest Bonnies, Momos, stuff like that.
Yeah, and there's the Okiku. Very nice. Now, very nice.
I actually do like going second in the mirror. The Don, first of all, you get to draw an additional card. And the Don kind of like works out better. So when you have 6 Don, let's say on your second turn, you can play your own Kiku. Then you have 6 Don. You can equip one to Kiku, swing, and still play Law, the 5-drop Law. So your curve is like pretty strong going second. It's a little better than the curve going first.
Okay, we see pass with 2 Don left open.
Pass with 2 up, yeah.
Okay. Now, are we going to just take out the Momo here, you think?
Yeah, I would assume so, yeah. We'll see what he has. Again, establishing Kiku here would be very powerful. But, maybe he doesn't have one. I think no matter what, we're swinging at Momo here.
Yep, so Momo's down.
We got another Bonnie.
Yep, this is the Bonnie that he added off the Bonnie, probably.
Yep.
Getting another Bonnie.
And the Bonnie getting, double Bonnie here. Is really good. It pretty much guarantees one is going to survive unless you have a killer or an X-Drake. Leader swings into one, and then killer or X-Drake kills the other. But if he doesn't have that, then it's pretty much guaranteed that one Bonnie is going to survive here.
Unless he wants to use the leader effect.
Oh, I don't like that very much at all.
Yep. All right, we're going to grab a killer. Pretty good. And then we're just passing turn. So
we're going to go to 5 Don. We can X-Drake here if we have it. We can also killer. 1 Bonnie dies. We'll see what he's got. If he just has Kiku, okay, it's not bad, but it's not, like we said, this Bonnie's going to get an additional search here.
Yep. I wonder if we'll see Beige swing on the Bonnie.
We could. We definitely could.
Yep. All right. So we're just going to immediately get that Bonnie search.
And again, here we have 6. We want a Trafalgar Law so we can bounce the Bonnie and play our own Kiku.
That would be great, yeah.
Or just play anything, obviously.
Yeah.
We would like to see a Trafalgar Law here. X-Drake good too. X-Drake will be really good at killing the Kiku, your opponent's Kiku when it finally swings.
Yep. All right, so we're just going to see a casual 5.
Yeah, we're going to take it. And Basil, okay.
Basil's very good in the mirror match.
Yeah,
the Kiku will be able to tap it down. So...
Yeah.
All right, we're just gonna go. In.
Oh, and then 7-drop. Well, I don't. So the 7-drop. I mean, that's interesting, right? So the 7-drop doesn't necessarily like defend favorably against the Basil Hawkins, but also I like not swinging with the Kiku there. The Kiku can just attack and tap the Basil next turn, and then the 7-drop can attack it, and the 7-drop. Does trade very favorably offensively into Basil because you put 1 Don on it, you swing 8 into 6. It's a 2K plus another card.
Absolutely. We could get if we see a Izo come down here and tap down the Okiko. That Basil is definitely going to do a little bit of work.
We could also
see what we see. An 8-drop instead. All right, 8-drop pass. I like it. That 8-drop's pretty safe this turn.
Okay.
He has Basil on the board. Unfortunately, Basil will get tapped down by the Kiko.
Yeah. So so things can go things can go bad very quickly for the kid player on the right with the orange and white playmat. It's on my right. I don't, it's in the it's on the bottom in the stream, but he needs to clear the Basil this turn. Having a Basil basically protected by the 8-drop is going to be. Oh, see, this is. I mean,
interesting.
We're just slamming big bodies into big bodies. I mean, it's fine. We're gonna go 5 face. No, okay. Trying to starve him of a resource.
I suppose, but you're so low on life. Yeah. Okay, so that turn we could have seen Kiko go in. We could have potentially cleared the Basil, done 2 damage, maybe.
I get it. Like, if anything is going to swing into the 8-drop well, it's going to be another 8-drop.
That's fair. That is very fair.
I just he doesn't want to swing with Kiku because X Drake is just going to respond. So I think I do like this.
But how much value do you expect to get out of this Kiku? Like, if the Kiku kills Basil, isn't that good enough?
Oh, he's taking a 5K. Interesting.
5K. All right.
Trying to maintain advantage over his opponent, maybe.
Maybe, but no, I think that if Kiko took down the Basil, then it really is enough value that if your opponent wants to tap 5 to take it out, that's fine.
I think so. And if you had killed the Basil last turn, then your 7-drop can attack into the 8-drop pretty well, realistically.
Yeah, absolutely. And like the Basil, taking a 7, I don't like block that one.
Taking the 5. I don't think that was correct. Now you're at 1 life. I don't quite know why.
1 life.
I don't know why he's aggressively taking his life so much, because he could have out comboed the 5K and then taken the 7. He still would have been at 2 life. Instead, he took 2 damage this turn. Now the leader is going to be able to present lethal very effectively each turn if he just decides to keep swinging with the leader.
He still has to clear the 8-drop in response, but
maybe he feels safe because he has an 8-drop.
Maybe he might feel safe because he has 7 and 8.
Yeah.
Will we see a 7-drop in kind? We will, in fact, see a 7-drop in kind. And then a Beige. All right. Well,
now it's going to be
a true mirror match, ladies and gentlemen. A true mirror. All right.
Let's workshop this. Okay. Kiku needs to go to 8, swing and rest the 1-drop blocker. Is that the correct number, or do we just go equip a bunch to Kiku, swing, and we either kill the 7 or the 8?
I don't know. I wouldn't be happy to be at 1 life right now.
No.
In this particular situation. Again, this is, if you couldn't defend yourself the last turn, I really think using the Yokiko to take out the Basil I'd just been a worthwhile play.
Yeah.
You do have your 8-drop that can attack into his 8-drop, but he also has Beige and 7-drop.
Yeah.
It's going to be rough, and you don't have a Basil in kind.
Yeah, so he's just not really able to swing with the Kiku.
This is an excellent opportunity to Beige block.
No, I'm just going
to Momo out. Okay, now we can see 3 on Okiko. Try again.
No, I wonder if you equip a bunch. I wonder if you just you equip a bunch to Kiku, swing, rest Beige. Whether he blocks with the 7 or not, one of them is going to die. If this Kiku is a 12.
The Kiku would be, you have to leave 1 for your 8-drop. So it would be a 13.
13. Yeah.
Which that is an interesting choice. And then you can go 9K on the 8-drop, burn another card out of your opponent's hand.
Yeah. And your own Beige and 7-drop can protect.
Yeah. But with your life being at 1, you're so far behind at this point.
So the orange kid, I think it looks like he has another 7-drop as well. So we're just gonna slam another 7.
Are we slamming a second 7 here?
Yeah. I mean, there is value.
Much of a choice.
There is value here. It's really the 7 drops are going to be very strong. But again, because
We're doing
Chris,
some math.
yeah, because Chris has Basil Hawkins, like he just gets to attack into these blockers very, very, very well.
Yep, absolutely. And this is where the Basil is more of a threat than your Okiko dying to a Drake. Okay, so we've got 10 swinging into the 8-drop. We just block that.
Yep.
And now you have to invest a significant amount of Dawn into clearing this 8-drop.
Yeah, we have a killer, and he's just passing. Okay.
Right.
Leaving
And
4
now,
up, not wanting to attack 9 into it. Maybe he has leaving. He probably has 1 Punk Gibson, and then there's no point at attacking it with 7. Right, so you just leave up all 4.
Yeah, maybe a Paradise Waterfall.
Maybe, yeah.
So let's see here. It's still hard to close the game out.
Absolutely.
This turn.
The dueling 8-drops are just like they're getting in the way.
Yeah. So you could just equip a very decent number onto your Basil, and then take out the Beige and the killer for the 2 swings, because he'll probably block unless he can out-combo it. It could be that his hand is just a bunch of boss monsters and event cards, and he just couldn't defend 5Ks. But now that he has Dawn up, he might actually be able to keep things moving here.
Yeah.
We got 10 Dawn and just so many boss monsters.
Very interesting. It's like we got all these Godzillas on the board. They're just like the kaiju. They're just huge monsters. They're gonna eventually one of them's gonna die first. I'd like to see which one.
Yep, I'm quite curious to see which one.
Are
we considering another 7-drop?
Another 7? Equip a
Potentially.
couple. 8.
Another 8? Uh-oh.
Oh, now things are getting hairy.
Oh, you thought my 1 kid was big enough. What about 2 kids?
2.
That means we wouldn't be able to put a Dawn on Basil very effectively. So, all right, we're just going to go 8 at the kid. That's solid. Start a Momo.
Yeah.
Okay. I still think putting a decent number on Basil probably isn't a bad call here. Like if you put Basil to 10, he could probably get out of it. It would have to be 12.
Yeah.
Which is a large investment from the active kid player here.
Yeah.
So that'd be 6 Dawn that he would have to put on the Basil, and then it probably just clears 2 blockers. Lots of considerations to be made here for sure. The kid player who is not active at the moment, he has quite a large hand.
He does, yeah.
All right, we're gonna see 8 go in. We're just gonna Nico out of that.
Yeah.
Do we see the leader effect to untap? No. Okay, we're going to go 9 at it. Solid. Probably see a 2K come out of the hand for this one.
Yeah. Just activating Punk Gibson. No targets to rest.
His hand is weird.
I think he has another 7-drop in hand. I think he has another one.
So why not just block with Beige on one of these? I guess just for this moment, right?
Yeah.
Block draw.
Of Killer's effect, we're going to draw a card. Untap because of Basil's effect. Yep, double Gibson. Yep, that makes perfect sense. Yep. And now we're going to play our own killer and untap our 7-drop.
Yep, and now we're kind of seeing why he couldn't get out of some of those earlier attacks.
Yeah, exactly.
Just had all the Punk Gibsons in hand.
Yeah, and then
still not in a great spot. It's Kiko time though.
Kiko time. Swinging 8 onto the 8, resting the blocker. We're just going to see a 1 cost to get out of this.
Yeah, absolutely. There's the Drake that we've known about.
The Drake. All right, and now I mean it's looking pretty good for the kid in orange. I mean he has a lot of good attacks. His opponent's tapped out with no blockers. He's going to be able to get quite a few cards out of the hand this turn. We're going 10 into 8. This is going to cost a 2K and a 1K. And as soon as this kid dies, we're going to start swinging the bigger things into Basil, which is going to be just easier to kill because it's slightly smaller.
Yep, absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, if you're going to protect anything this turn, you're probably protecting the kid right here and now.
I think whoever has one of these boss monsters die first is going to, it's going to be like a domino effect. Like once the 7-drop dies, it's easier to kill the 8-drop. Once the 8-drop dies, it's going to be easier to kill one of the smaller things.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, we are seeing the power of Basil Hawkins in the mirror match, though.
Yeah, it definitely got a lot of value out of the board last turn.
Absolutely.
Just being able to attack twice is a lot of value.
It really is. Especially in combination with cards like Nico and Okiko. Yep. Your Basil generally has his effect viable, which is great. Exactly. And then when your opponent's at 1, you just get to ignore blockers, essentially.
Exactly. And okay, and 2 cards out of the hand now.
Yep, that was a Nico and an Apu.
We really want to kill this 8-drop here. Mm-hmm. And we're gonna use the 7-drop to do it, maybe? Or what are we swinging with, you know? If we
He's got 3, what, 5?
10. I think 10 would be a good number. That's again the same. A 2K, 8 is just a 1K, which is, what are you doing with the rest of the Dawn is the question, you know?
He could put 3 on leader, swing another 8.
And then leave up 1 for Paradise.
Yeah.
Wow, it looks like he only has 2. Oh, his opponent only has 2 cards in hand.
All right. And then we're going to see a killer come down.
And it looks like he probably has another Punk Gibson. Yep, which means that it'll be good at resting this killer, yeah.
Yep, and unfortunately, that killer does not draw him a card.
Unfortunately. Now...
No Dawn under it.
All right, I will say right now, Orange Kid is looking pretty ahead. If he has another Punk Gibson, he is in a very good spot.
Mm-hmm. I imagine with the Dawn that he left up here, he probably does. Not putting 1 on the killer, I don't think that would be worth the bluff.
No, absolutely not worth the bluff. And like you said, we were, you know, why did he take all that damage in the early game? Probably because he had a bunch of event cards in his hand he couldn't use.
Just nothing but Punk Gibsons in the hand.
Yeah.
All right, so big thank on the kid player, the active kid player now, because he's facing the same problem. Still have to clear this 8-drop kid.
Or 9 to 8, rather, so we get a 2K out. Yeah, with only 3 cards in hand, this will be the last turn that Chris is the player in black.
The active kid player,
yeah, the active kid player. This will be the last turn that he can really defend this 8-drop.
At least efficiently. Yeah, he'll have to start using blockers.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the Kiko really going to cause some issues here.
Yeah, he had to get rid of the X-Ray, probably just because it was probably one of the last few cards he could actually combo with. Mm-hmm. So.
All right, are we going 10 swing with the 7-drop here? Still have a Beige, still have a killer. We still have blockers. Mm-hmm. You know, the non-active kid player here, not in a bad position at all.
Okay, here we're going 9 to 8. We can get another 2K out, and there's the Punk. We're gonna rest the killer.
Yep, absolutely. Okay.
Excuse me.
And now this Basil just can't really get there because of the blockers.
You can just double block and then.
Yep. And they both run out of cards in hand, but
you
know, if you're the non-active kid player right now, you do get the opportunity to not care that your hand is smaller because you're going to be able to clear that kid first.
You just have the initiative. So we're going to attack, switch to active mode. He's going to block.
Yep.
And it's only 8.
Only 8. Which one's only 8?
But he attacked with Basil, and then his opponent.
Basil's 9.
Basil is 9. You're correct. My bad. We have 4 Dawn up, attacking with leader. Okay, we're going to go 9. So we're going to need a 2K or 2 1Ks to get out. And then, or do we have to sacrifice our 7-drop? Okay.
There's that.
There.
All right, now we're going to swing at that Basil. We really need that 8-drop to go down. And it went down.
Finally.
Oh, man.
Is this going to be the domino effect? The cool thing, Chris still has a very high life total. His opponent is going to have to refill his hand in order to start dealing damage. We have to clear this board this turn. The fact that the 8-drop died there was huge for Chris. Now we see the pendulum swing back into his favor. That's the power of Basil Hawkins. It got a ton of value both turns it attacked.
Yeah, can't help but wonder if that basil had died several turns ago.
Yeah.
Would we still be in the same position?
Would we be in this position? Yeah. All right, here we go. This is 10 into 8. Opponent having, I believe, either 3 or 4 cards in hand.
I believe it is 3. And so
there
the
we
8
go.
drop
There's
is
that.
down.
Wow. Okay. So are we going to see? Are you going to go after the basil here? I think you probably are, but
Yeah. It's
and
rough. You're at 1 life. 1 life, 1 blocker.
1 life, 1 blocker. Yeah. Swinging. I don't know. 6 probably isn't correct. You do want to. You want to kill this killer for sure. You want to just chump kill it if you can.
Yeah. It's tough. I don't think you've got the opportunity to go after the life here. 8 is a very good number because if he wasn't going to protect the 8 drop, then he's probably not going to protect the basil through this 8.
Exactly. Yeah. Man, they played the 8 drops. They defended them, and it was like they just both cracked on the same turn. This is a very interesting game. Very interesting.
It is, but the life difference here, I think, really might end up coming up here.
Yeah.
All those Punk Gibsons in his hand in the early game really hurt.
Yeah.
He still has to give the inactive kid player 4 cards in hand before he can close.
Swinging 7, what I'm assuming is basil. That way, in case he blocks, he has to defend, or he has to drop a 2K to defend the basil.
Mm-hmm.
Very methodical. I like it. Take your time. Think about your plays. We got plenty of time on the clock.
Yep, absolutely.
I like it.
It's best of 1. There is no game 2.
No game 2. Let's take our time. This is a very, very great. This has been a great game so far.
It has. It really has.
Very interesting back and forth. Very skillful play by both players as well.
Yep. Nice to see both players had the 7 drop and had the 8 drop.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, this has definitely not been one-sided.
No, and there we have the Ezo defending the basil, and here we're going 7. Oh, and basil down. Okay.
All right.
All right. What do we have? We have 3 Don up, and we're passing. Okay. Again, I wonder how many event cards could. He really must have had 4 Punk Gibson in here. He really must have had 4.
Are we about to see the 4th Punk Gibson?
That's crazy for him. He really had 4.
Right, we got 9 at face.
9 at. Yeah, you think face here for sure? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Just taking it. Wow. Now we have now kid can go in. I mean,
he can, and I see no reason for him not to. He's not going to die on the crackback.
You have the life buffer basically allows you to do this. So what is this? 10. So 10. we can block Punk Gibson, and it looks like a scoop. Wow. Okay. I mean, 4 Punk Gibson, and you just. Wow.
Not much you can do about that. You just have to take a 5K sometimes.
Sometimes you got to take a 5K. Yeah. He really had 4 Punk Gibson, and that's why he took all the damage in the early game, which just led to once that 8 drop cracked, it was go time for both players. That was really interesting to watch, man. Wow.
It was, but losing his 8 drop first meant that while he has to spend his turn killing the other 8 drop, Chris got to come back and spend his turn going face.
Exactly. Yeah. All right.
Yep. Okay, so Kid won that match as expected.